Hello, today I'll be reviewing the new Shinedown album, Planet Zero. I was definitely really looking forward to this album, especially with how much I've been enjoying the singles leading up to it, but we finally have the album, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So, right off the bat, definitely a fairly diverse album. You definitely get plenty of variety, I'd say, in this album. Of course, you have your more melodic or more ballady moments with songs like Daylight and A Symptom of Being Human. You also have your more heavy moments, such as with No Sleep Tonight and the title track and the Saints Advance and Innuendo. And you also have the song Dead Don't Die, which has riffs that just feel dirty and heavy and might have some of my favorite riff work on the album. But also, you get some rhythmically catchy moments in this album, I'd say, especially with songs like Clueless and Dramatic and America Burning. Those two songs I think are rhythmically really catchy songs and maybe some of the highlights for me on the album. But you also have moments in the album where you can tell they experiment a little bit with their sound or with other sounds, such as with the song Sure Is Fun, where you hear these electronic noises or sounds in the verses, which I found kind of interesting and definitely one of the more unique songs on the album, I'd say. But also I kind of get a bit of a sci-fi-ish vibe musically or sound-wise with some of the tracks on here, especially with some of the interludes like Delete and Welcome. But yeah, overall, fairly diverse album, and that's actually one of my favorite things about the album, especially just how varied it is. But now when it comes to the lyrics, you have your moments that are a bit more personal or definitely more on the more relatable side, you could say. Songs like Daylight is a song that will have you thinking about who's there for you, especially during your lowest points. Or you have songs like Dysfunctional You. That song lyrically deals with loving and accepting who you are, embracing who you are, themes like that. But there are also lyrically moments in the album where it sounds like the band might be giving their insights or thoughts or views on the current state of the world, such as with songs like the title track and the Saints Advance and Innuendo and America Burning. But yeah, overall, really good album, I'd say, from Shinedown. Definitely a unique album, I'd say, in their discography. There are moments where you could tell they're going closer to their more older sound, such as with the title track, where the verses especially kind of remind me of something you'd hear from the Sound of Madness album. But you also have moments where you could tell they're experimenting a little bit more with their sound and trying new things, such as with, again, the song Sure Is Fun. But yeah, if I had to name some of my favorite songs on here, I'd probably point to songs like No Sleep Tonight. I like how upbeat and fast tempo that song can get, and the overall heaviness you get from the riffs too. The title track, another favorite of mine. I also really enjoy Saints Advance and Innuendo. Dead Don't Die, another favorite of mine, especially when it comes to the riffs. I also like Dysfunctional You. That's another highlight for me off the album. Maybe my favorite, or at least a contender for maybe being my favorite of the ballads. But yeah, still overall kind of difficult to narrow down what my favorites are, because my favorites on this album honestly could change at any time. But again, of course, it is still early when it comes to this album, because the album did just come out. But also there are some songs in here that I can see myself probably not returning to very much, but even those songs I don't really have much of a problem with. There isn't really any songs that I would say are straight up bad. Of course, there are songs I think are stronger than others, which you could say with any album, but overall, I think this album is pretty good. Brent's vocals, I think, still sound really good. But if I had to give this album a rating, I'd probably give it maybe an 8.75 out of 10. Of course, my rating can change at any time. But as of now, I might go with an 8.75 or maybe even a 9. I mean, overall, I'm really enjoying this album so far. And I'd maybe make the argument that this album might end up being one of my favorite Shinedown albums. Maybe not my number one favorite, or maybe even my second, but I don't know, it might be my third or fourth favorite. I don't know, we'll see with time, but again, as of now, really enjoying this album, and I'm definitely going to be curious of what people are going to say, especially with how varied the album is, and of course when it comes to the moments that are a bit more experimental also. Definitely, again, curious of what people are going to say about this album, especially certain tracks like Sure Is Fun. But again, gonna have to go with an 8.5 out of 10, or not an 8.5, an 8.75 out of 10. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on the album. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you more towards the middle? Let me know some of your favorite or least favorite songs on here and all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and like, subscribe. Have a nice day and take care.